Well, I love finding problems because if I'm finding problems, then the users aren't going to find them. I'm going to find them before the users. Now, we have an error connection timed out on the website. I don't know why or how. Nothing has changed. I don't know. Has something changed? It's working this morning. So, Adrian, you see this error connection timed out?
Where?
It just started on the website. I was using the website this morning, a half hour ago, and now I'm getting an error connection timed out. JP, there you are. Oh my gosh. You've been answering me. I was getting worried. You didn't answer my call. I don't know. You're the only person who drives while he's on Google Meet, so you're the most reckless of everybody here. This is the issue I'm getting with Turn.ac, which is wild. I just got it in the past half hour. Earlier, I was testing out TernKey and everything. So, and it doesn't seem like there were any deployment changes. So, no idea what happened here.
Did you refresh? Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Timed out, huh?
Yeah, but it was doing it on my phone too. I don't know what the heck that was for. I mean, mark the time. It happened at 9:28. I'd like to see what we can find in GCP. Why the heck that happened?
Yeah.
But we'll have Waseem in a little bit, so we'll go over it then. I believe did I tell you he said 1 hour after Scrum he'd be available.
Okay.
Because he did do. Let me show everyone here real quick what this looks like. Oh, I need to fill up. Okay, so little test code that has a nice output, lets us fully test. And it happened when I logged in too, but maybe it was like that before. So log in, it's fine. The one thing we have to update is that when I go into TernKey, I'm not logged in, but the good thing about this is that I can.
Right.
I can log in.
Yeah.
So that's a start. Now we just got to get one more level in. Boom, I throw in my code.
The syntax highlighting. I need to work on it.
That showed up.
Yeah, which is great.
The fact that any syntax highlighting shows up is, well, we want it to show up for here too. We can get into, we don't have to, we are going to want to customize it for certain terms. Yeah.
Cool.
You're late. So this works correctly. This is TernKey. You know, I just coded in, balanced ternary. It's actually working. The emulator works.
Woohoo!
Very cool. So, yep, that's something we wanna update there. Keeping the login. True.
Yeah, I just literally just assigned it to Jomar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's cool with it. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
I was gonna give it to Sangeeth, but he's had that task for so many times, so I figured somebody else should have it.
Oh, the login.
The login, yeah.
All right, Jomar, looks like you finished up these two. All right, let's just go through Scrum. JP, what have you been doing the past 2 days?
So earlier I just checked some PRs on TernKey. TernKey, sorry. TernKey. For today, don't have any tests to do.
That's right. JP has no rerouting left to do, and all the pull requests are up. So what could we get? We got JP open for business. Malika, how about you? What's your update?
It's like a last stage in that list. Maybe by within some time, I will update everything to maximum.
Understood. Okay, and Sangeet, what are your updates for us?
Yeah, so I just completed all the I'll just rectified all the errors and build errors and warnings and everything. So I just pushed the last PR and it was merged to TernKey yesterday. So there is no build errors or warnings for now, for the TernKey. But I want to mention something about that one because what the thing is that actually since I think most of the developers are right here, so so there was a lot of, as you all know, there was a lot of warning errors, build warnings and errors we had in just TernKey. So now to rectify that, I need to tweak some of the changes, adding some of the dependencies to the use effect and some other changes using a callback function or something like that. So the minor changes are there. So I want you also, like all the developers, to just test your code that you have done. So I just created a list. Like in the PR, actually, we can see a list, or I can give you a document having the list of the developers and what are the functionalities that you have initially involved. So I want you also, you guys, to pull that newest develop branch and just test if it is working correctly or not. So that's the thing. Anyone have any kind of doubts?
So you're essentially saying to use the develop branch more intelligently to test your code before pushing?
Yeah, it's the thing is that actually there's a lot of developers. So the different developers develop different functionalities, right? So I'm not sure, pretty sure with how the functionality works or how's the nature of the functionality or responsive thing. Uh, the only person who knows is actually the developer who develops that functionality. So if I make some code changes or something like that, I don't know how the code responds or how the functionality responds or something like that. Or so that's why I'm saying that the person who's involved in the initial development should come and just check whether it is working properly or not.
Yeah, everybody should be doing their own QA. No matter what you do, at the end of the day, the pipeline isn't there to pick up problems all day long. Like, we don't have all of these workflows and pipelines to, here you go, I'm done. And then, okay, well, I know I have to fix mistakes, on to the next part. I know I have to fix mistakes. It's supposed to be a contingency and a double check. So really what Sangeeth's saying should go through seamlessly. Sangeeth should submit code and expect it to go all the way through. And everyone should go like, yep, no problems on my end. Automated tests, no problems, Husky, blah, blah, blah. And it's all the way through to main. But the only reason it's there is to catch things. But you should be submitting code in a way where you did your very best to catch as much as you possibly could. And that's just being diligent and paying attention when you're coding and doing your own little QA before sending it out. So that's a great point, Sangeeth. Just do your own QA and expect it when you submit code. Expect it to go all the way through. Don't expect people to pick up.
No, that's not only just that I'm mentioning is that. So I just made a change in order to just rectify those errors and warnings. And the initial thing is that actually I didn't see any kind of problems with working. It's working fine. That's not a problem. But the thing is that actually I'm not pretty sure with whether it is actually doing its job or just I don't know how the function works or just is there any another kind of problems or facing. So the only person who knows about it is actually the person who just initially developed that functionality.
Okay.
Okay, so he's the only person who knows about the whole the workflow of that functionality.
So what are you speaking to specifically? It sounds like you're speaking to something specifically.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that actually so I have a list of developers and the functionalities that those developers involved in. I can give you the document. So based on that document, actually each developer should pull the develop branch and just test their own codes actually. Not test their own codes, just test their own functionality or run the develop the develop server and just check whether it is working properly or not.
Can I butt in and reiterate
Yeah,
what he's trying
yeah,
to
sure,
say?
sure. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So what I've assigned him is that he, to rectify all these errors and warnings on the turnkey repository. These are people's different developers' functions that he's trying to solve. So because he put all these dependencies on these use effects, he doesn't know if he's actually doing it right. So he needs all these developers to go back to all the functions that they've created and make sure that they function correctly.
Okay, understood. So that makes me think about setting up a proper staging environment as well. I get what you're saying now. But,
Or there's one point like just before just we are just releasing the alpha or something like alpha release or something like that. We can just go back to a tester or something like that and ask the like Jomar or someone like just go through every functionality and just check whether it is working right or not.
Yeah, ideally, this is not going to happen after we've implemented the Husky files, because we're just basically correcting the things that were done before we put those files in, and then before they started checking for these missing dependencies or escaping apostrophes. So that's what's going on right now. If you can see, the Husky is going to stop you before you even, push something that has errors. So basically what we're trying to do is make sure that those functions that had the missing dependencies are working correctly from before we implemented those files.
understood. Okay. Well, good input, Sangeeth. Thank you. And Joe Mar, how about yeah, we didn't get your update. Yeah, what's your update for us, Joe Mar?
So today I finished number 30 and 31. Then for tomorrow I'll continue with number 23.
Got it. Yeah, Joe
Then
Mar's
after
definitely got
on yeah,
Joe
after
Mar's got
on
his work ahead of him. He's got a lot.
yes. I'll check on what Adrian assigned to me.
Yeah, that's somewhat has some kind of priority, Jomar. So if you can expedite it as soon as possible, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, let's focus on that little turnkey fix with the login first, and then go back to the cleaning up of the functions. And Sangeet, so we went over what you did. What do you have to do today going forward?
I think just Adrian just mentioned something right now in what is called, yeah, that is called and one thing, and I need to go back to the website and just remove the rest of this one, what should I say, the websites, not the website, in the turnkey, right? Yeah, it's in the
Oh,
turnkey.
okay. Yes, that's right. So you have to do exactly what Joe Mar's doing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to clean. You have a couple here
Yeah.
on this list. Okay, great.
He's
Okay.
also I've also assigned him the deletion of the update user data in the turnkey modal settings modal. So only the username is popping up instead of all these things that need to be edited.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's
And
great.
I don't think so. I do have a much of just deleting those routes, because as Adrian said, we need to just remove the routes where we are updating the user details, right? User data and something like that, right?
The update user data is not necessary. You can get the user data.
Yeah, get the user data, but we don't need to do any kind of things like updating the user data, right? For example, phone number or any kind of things.
Editing any of that profile information is happening in the website.
I don't think any of my functions have this updating this data or something like this. So I just go through it and just update you.
Yes, right now, so everybody understands, turnkey the settings inside of TernKey only affect the application. It doesn't affect anything with the, it doesn't really affect, it doesn't affect anything on the user profile. So when you're in the developer profile, you have your username that's displayed, and it's just displayed. It's not, it takes so long to scroll on this thing. It's just displayed, and then with the question mark, you're getting edit from your Turn account profile settings. So we're telling you that you can't do it here. And these social links aren't, this plus sign, all that plus sign is saying is if you would like your connected profile to show up here. So if you don't click the plus sign on LinkedIn, this LinkedIn button just won't even show here. You're basically saying on my public keys, I would like people to be able to access that link. But that's not where you connect your third-party applications. So you're not able to connect your third-party applications here. Where you actually connect them from is your profile. So here is where you actually do the connection, which gives you the ability to link it on TernKey. So this is still your home where you do everything kind of thing. If you don't have your GitHub connected on your Turn profile, then it won't even show up as an option here inside of TernKey. This is only going to show you what your options are. And if you have none of these connected, it would just say no third-party applications connected to your profile or linked to your profile. And then customization are just things that affect your windows and the text size inside of your application. Data controls are just clearing your cache and clearing your history inside of the application. So all your settings for TernKey inside of TernKey only affect TernKey. And then it is the website settings that where we get super complex and we affect everything at once. Well, Maxim, you're not in the call. Well, yeah, Maxim, what's your general update for everybody?
Yesterday, we finally integrated profile page. I, as usual, fixed some UI over the website. We merged some other PRs, if I am not mistaken.
And Manan, what's your update?
Updating that billing functions from X so you can integrate it.
Okay, yeah, Maxim and Manan are spearheading connecting the back end and the front end cleanly. So Nun's working on finishing up the billing functions to make sure these interact correctly. And Maxim is helping tie it together on the front end and the back end. So that's where we're at with that. And Ashutosh is full-time Arch. And yeah, that's it. That's Scrum, everybody. Anyone have anything else they'd like to discuss? All set? All right. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you later.